This is that one song that you heard so many times, and every time you hear it, you're like, I'm not gonna bump to this song. But then you start catching a vibe. I'm sorry, not sorry. Yeah. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, whoa. East Coast with that gang, gang. You know we don't play games, whoa. Hop up on that wagon, oh please just get out the way. You know we stay stuntin', right up in your face. We sorry, not sorry, we just stuck up in our ways. West Coast gon' head stand up, put that glass and hands up. Gang, 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 we famed up. Got that change, we bagged up. Cool love, we stay manned up. Ahem like I'm wheezy, yeah. Rap game just too easy, drip so sick I'm queasy, whoa. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast.
He's heating up.
Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. Yeah. Watch me finesse, walk to the line. Good versus evil, God in his prime. Always in prime, always on time. Our time to shine. Wifey is fine, I'm doing fine. Glad that you asked. God fill me up, mud in my glass. God clean me up, all that I ask. Wherever you headed there fast. I am ahead, you are in last. Last time I checked, you were all gas. Gas in the whip it up fast. Fast and all furious, I'm starting to spaz. Getting all curious, you put me on blast. Blasting that Darius, kids in the back. Back to the future is black. Black like T'Challa, Wakanda attack. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang, gang. West Coast with the gang, gang, gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. You know we don't play gang, gang.
The following program is rated TV MANOC. It contains a big pair of nuts directly on your chin. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Enough with this weight loss bullshit.
Take a step back and literally fuck your own face.
Let's learn about getting healthy. Let me tell you something, Thunder Twat.
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
Swole normal.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Testicles. Welcome everyone to episode 39 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gamecast, mancast, pimpcast, sleazecast, and slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, busters, hustlers, and y'all hoes? It's your boy Papa Swolio back with another episode. And today's episode of the Beastcast is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Everesting K2 Flexin.
The fucking Catalina wine mixer.
All right, let's get that fine-tuned focus as we are oft to do. Welcome to the show, everyone. Happy Tainty Tuesday. It is March the 15th, Schwente do. And we have a great show today for you. Make sure you're checking all the links down below for the live stream. And of course, on information how to join the Swole fam, all that information really is over there at swolenormousx.com. Join the fam today, fam. We had an amazing episode yesterday. We had our accountability meeting. Goddamn right we did. That's available for replay inside Swole TV if you missed it live, but hopefully you didn't. Hopefully you weren't a little jabronet or jabroni yesterday, but that was available at 12 noon Eastern time. It was a great live call, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Now, we talked about it yesterday because we have a big week. It's an important week because if you missed yesterday's live call, have no fear. Fam, we have a Swole Fam Roundtable this Friday, March 18th at 12 noon Eastern time. Goddamn right.
The more you hate me, the more you will learn.
Hell yeah. Hells yeah, beaches. So this Friday, March 18th at 12 noon Eastern time, join me and the fam. We'll have a roundtable discussion. Again, this will be in place of Friday's episode, so there's no FEF publicly. I know, well, the fam, we're still going to FEF it up. We're still going to FEF it up. Join us for a live conversation inside Swolenormous X this Friday, March 18th. Don't miss out on the live stream, 12 noon Eastern time with the fam. SouleNormousX.com is going to be fire, so we'll see you then. Let's get into today's episode. What's up, Maddie? What's up, Christopher, William, Jeremy, Bao, Joe, Mr. Frosty Balls, Frankie, Sean, Julian, what up, Cerny, Derek, how we doing? Elijah, Michelle, Betty Ford, Jennifer, everyone is here. Pedro, Nick, that's what I'm fucking talking about. Fam, let's get into today's episode. Let's summon the Falcon. Are you ready, Beaches? Are you ready? Let's go. Foul. Yeah, baby.
USA, greatest country in the world.
Well, thank you, Falcon. Thank you, Falcon. Thank you, Falcon. And thank you, Leo, for the amazing card. Leo's still drinking like a raging alcoholic. What else is new? Hashtag Tainty Magooch. Drop that in the comments down below. Oh, that was a good one. You know, fam, it's Tainty Tuesday. Don't be a beesh, don't be a boosh, or you'll end up like Tainty Magooch. So, fam, what is a Tainty Magooch to you? I know we cover a lot of tainties on this Mancast, but you don't want to be a Tainty Magooch. That's a fun card every single Tuesday. Hashtag Tainty Magooch. You don't want to be one. But what is a Tainty Magooch? Define that for everyone in the comments. Drop in the live chat. What is a Tainty Magooch to you, and why are you striking them from your life? Strike them. Smite those Tainty Magoochi. Get rid of them. Get rid of those tainties. You don't want to be a Tainty Magooch. Drop that in the comments, and we'll give away today's Swole card at the end of the episode. Let's moisturize and get into that tip. It's going to be a good one today. It's going to be nice. Babe, just an inch. Just an inch. Oh, yeah. It's cold outside. Oh, yeah. Time for the Mancast. Are you ready? Let's get into the first Swole Fam post. It's going to be
What's
lit.
in the box?
All right. First post here from brand new member Alex. This is from the private group. Alex writes, "Hey fam, new to the Swole fam, so I just wanted to give myself a small intro. I've been lifting for 7 years, and prior to that, I had a lot of difficulties with food. I had a condition where my stomach was partially paralyzed, so I would throw up anytime I ate solid food because I couldn't digest it. I ate nothing but yogurt up until I was 12 because it was the only thing that would stay down. I no longer have this condition thanks to the help of an osteopath. This led me to literally being scared of eating new food. It took a lot of therapy sessions, but here I am eating organ meats, LOL. When I started my fitness journey, I was 130 pounds at 17 years old. I now compete in natural physique competitions. Last year, I came second at Canadian Nationals. I also work online. I also work as an online fitness coach, as fitness was able to completely change and save my life. I'm here to learn from all of you and give you all unconditional support. Let's get these gains. Hashtag 7 pillars. Go to the fucking gym. Fuck average. Don't be a tainty magooch. I'll tell you what. You are welcome to give conditional support. You can give conditional support that everyone else is supportive as well, and that you're all crushing your 7 pillars. That's the support. That's the condition. You got to be executing. You got to be putting in the fucking work. Good for you, Alex. Welcome to the fam, and love that story. Paralyzed. Stomach was partially paralyzed. But look, now he's eating organ meats, feeling great, competing in physique competitions. That's fucking fantastic. You too can see amazing progress, and you can get your health in order. Look at this dude. Look at this dude. Looking nice, looking right, looking tight. Let's get some gorillas. Yow. Yow. Dude, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. Going from, and can you imagine not being able to keep any food down? How hard it would be to put on muscle, and like 130 pounds at 17. Obviously not the case anymore. Very fucking awesome. Good for you, dude. Thanks for being a part of the fam. I remember you were talking to us the other day. You were on the live stream. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Stoked to have you, bro. All right, we got another post here from Christian. Of course, it's our smiling Christian. Of course it is. Rise and shine, just finished leg day, and I think Christy can take some advice from Christian's post because Christy loves leg day so much. See, Christy, this is the way you look after a leg day. You see, this is the way you look after a leg day. This is the face of leg day. Maybe a little bit of, maybe Christian can rub off on Christy a little bit. All right. Maybe can rub off a little bit because as we all know, our Christy hates leg day, quote unquote, but she knows to suck it up. She knows to do it anyway. So maybe take some advice. Start smiling. You smile enough, you'll just force yourself to love it, right? I think leg day is the best day. I love it. I try not to pick favorites, but I fucking love leg day. All right. Elizabeth, here we go. If you don't think you set an example, know that you always do. My niece, who is 8 years old, regularly sits in our weekly family Zoom calls. I talk with other family members about our workouts, how we've been working on our diets, our fitness goals, among other things. We had her for the weekend, so my son-in-law and brother-in-law, my Sil and Bill, son-in-law and brother-in-law could go away for a couple's weekend kid-free, and fam, she showed up with a set of 2-pound weights determined to work out together, and of course, we did. She then insisted we watched Encanto, is that a new movie or something? During which she pointed to the character of Luisa and said, she's like you, she lifts heavy, beast mode. I guess it's possible to laugh and tear up with pride at the same time. Kids will look up to you. Make sure you're being someone worth looking up to. What a great end to that fucking story. Thank you for sharing, Elizabeth. This is what I'm saying. If you have kids, you don't need anything else. You don't need anyone else to tell you. You don't need anyone else or any outside source for your reason. But I need my motivation. Fuck you. If you have kids, you need to lead by example. I'm telling you, lead by example. Do it for yourself. If you're telling someone else that they should be doing something, shouldn't you be doing it already? If it's something that a human that's good to do, shouldn't you already be doing it? If you're telling someone to do something and you're not doing it, you're just being a hypocrite and people aren't going to listen. You don't have to say it. You don't have to say it if you're doing it. You can talk about it and people will ask, they will notice. People will notice when you're going to the gym. They'll notice when you're building muscle. They'll notice when you're eating certain foods. They'll notice when you are, turning down late night excursions because you're going to sleep so you could train early in the morning. They will notice when you're doing the sauna or the cold plunge regularly. They will notice when you're prioritizing your health and your wellness. They'll notice when you are meditating. Like they're going to see, they're going to know. It's going to rub off. It's going to be obvious. It's going to be something that will be apparent to someone else. When I say apparent, I mean apparent. It's going to be obvious. And if you have kids, they're watching you. So don't use your words, use your actions, and then your words will describe and will put into context what you're doing because they're going to ask questions and you can explain. why you're doing what you're doing. And if you don't have a reason, I don't know, just because I want to have a six-pack, that's not a good enough reason. It's not a good enough reason to get anyone to work out. A six-pack. People are just going to justify why they don't want to see lines in the mirror. They don't realize that having a gut is a byproduct of constant inflammation. It's constant hormone imbalance and endocrine disruption and lifestyle habits. In other words, lead by example. Do it. Fucking do it. Do it, do it, do it. Do it. Get it done. Okay, we also have another post here from Satara. Oh, it's been a hot minute. Guys, I lost 50-ish pounds since February of 2020. Whoa! 50 pounds in a year. Good for you. Holy shit, damn, what the fuck? Haha. What a post. Guys, I lost 50 pounds since last year. Holy shit, damn. WTF, haha. All right. I like it. What a random post afterwards. Just so excited. You can see the excitement. It's just like random words. Oh my God, holy shit, damn, what the fuck? That's great. Good for you, Satara. Good for you. And we have our last post here from our very own Sherry. And Sherry writes, 9 years ago, I started my weight loss journey. It took 1.5 to 2 years to lose 50 pounds, and I've kept it off ever since. Quote, diets stop working when you stop. I'm 45 now, fam, and don't plan on ever stopping. Let's kick ass. This is unreal. Look at these fucking posts today. Beaches, what the hell's going on here, fam? Well, I got some news for you. Sherry. You know 95 to 98% of all diets fail. Come on, you know that. You know
That's
it.
fucking bullshit.
You know it. It's going to come back. Or you're going to keep this weight off because your lifestyle has changed and it's never going to come back. How many people actually change their lifestyles? Like Sherry? Not many people in comparison. So the 95 to 98%, that old bullshit or whatever nonsense that these fat activists, these morons keep on spouting online, most people don't change their lifestyles. They cut calories severely. They're eating shitty food. They lose a little weight temporarily and then it comes back. No shit. You haven't changed anything else in your life. You're literally just filling the rest of your life up with negativity, up with chemicals, everything else you're using in your surroundings, in your environment. Everything else is garbage. You're not even eating proper food. You're just eating less of it. Of course, you're going to lose a couple pounds. You're losing water weight and they're going to gain it back. No shit. You do it wrong, you're going to gain it back and more because you're doing it wrong. Sherry's changing her life, and that's why she's consistent, because she actually changed those lifestyle. Those inputs have actually changed across the board. It's all 7 pillars. It's not just pillars 2 and 3. Sure, you can go for a walk and exercise a little bit and eat a little bit less calories. We all know you'll lose a little weight. You'll lose a little water weight. You might, but you're going to feel flat. You're going to feel drained. You're still not getting the nutrient density you need. Your hormones are still fucked up. Like, it's much more than just nutrition and training. And it's not 80% nutrition, 20% training. It's 100% both. It's nonsense. Anyone that thinks it's, well, you know, you only have to train. Training is 20% and nutrition is 80%. No wonder people don't get fucking results. It's 100% both plus the other 5 pillars. So get your shit in order and stop making excuses and do it 100%. I know. 95% of all diets fail. Well, take a look at the Swole fam if you're doing it properly. It's not that number. It's like the reverse. 95% are successful because you're fucking doing it right. Okay, fam. Excellent. Let's get into some knowledge cock. Let's take a couple questions. If you have some questions, you could drop in the live chat, #AskPapaSwolio. We got some from Instagram also. I will remind you, we talked about it at the beginning of the stream. In case you missed it at the beginning, we have our Swole fam roundtable this Friday. So what's today? Tuesday? So 4041, that's 2142. So episode 2142 will be private for members only. It's going to be a roundtable in place of Friday's episode. So if you don't want to miss a single episode, yesterday's episode was private. Friday's episode is a private roundtable. Don't miss out on any of these private live calls. Have a full-blown conversation. Come up on stage. Join on the live chat. They're fucking awesome. We all love the roundtables. Be there this Friday, 12 noon Eastern time with myself and the fam. It's going to be lit. And of course, you could join swolenormousx.com. All those links down below. You've heard me say it 1,000 times, and I will continue to say it 1,000 times more because the Swole fam is the fucking
I'd be the luckiest guy alive if that did it for me.
Bee's knees, baby. We got a comment here from Chrome Heart. Cool name. I tried 80-20 on the diet and got no results. It definitely does need to be 100%. Well, what I'm talking about is when people say getting results is 80% in the kitchen and 20% in the gym. But yeah, even if you're doing 80%, even with nutrition, when people say, well, 20% is whatever calories, as long as you're eating healthy 80% of the time, the rest of the 20%, eat whatever you want. It's fucking bullshit. It's nonsense. They're just fucking excuses that people can make so they don't have to give up their addictions. It's nonsense. It's not 80% healthy food and 20% junk. These are people that are going to fuck their health up long term. No discipline, just making excuses. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. Can you look a certain way? Yeah, you can look pretty good. Trust me, you can have muscle and look like you have less body fat, but you're going to suffer in the long run. Your body is very adaptable, but then it gets to a point where you can't overcome that. All right. A lot of things look that like they work when you're in your 20s, don't they? A lot of things seem to work when you're a teenager, when you're 20s, maybe early 30s. But as we all know, the saying, like, it's catching up to you. Yeah, of course it catches up, but it's not really catching up. It's harming you when you're in your 20s. But by the time you're in your 40s, it's been 20 years of compounded damage to your body. So it's not like you're avoiding it. It's just not manifesting itself because the human body is younger, more youthful, cells regenerate faster. You have more potential for building bone density and muscle tone. Like you haven't had enough time for damage. But after 20 or 30 years of that slow, constant inflammation and constant damage, and it's usually not low levels, it's high levels. Of course, you put on weight over time. If you put on, let's say 2 pounds a year, think about it. You put on 2 pounds a year, 20, 30 years, that's 40, 60 pounds. And usually it's a lot more than 2 pounds. Okay. So even if it's like, let's say 5 pounds a year, doesn't sound like that much. That's 100 pounds over the course of 20 years. That's a lot of fucking weight. And a lot of times it's more. So it's not that it's not harming you in your 20s. It certainly is harming you. You just don't necessarily see the manifestation of that until time passes. But we don't like to look into the future. We don't like to think about that. We don't think about the future. We think about the now. What feels good to me now? And you just react to every single impulse. And that's where a lot of people get fucked up. You just listen to your impulses. And in the wild, having impulses is required. You have an impulse to get food. You have to find food. You're constantly hunting for food. If you're a hunter-gatherer tribe, you're constantly hunting. You're constantly looking for food. You're not always successful too. So in today's day and age, you want food, you just type it in on your phone, or you go to the local store or Whole Foods, or you order on Amazon. You just eat junk. You go to a local machine and you just fucking put in your credit card and just hit a button and food pops out. And in concentrations you would never find in nature, devoid of nutrients. You're just getting the sugar. You're just getting the starch. You're not getting any of the fiber. You're not getting any of the other benefits to eating, let's say, ripe fruit. You're just eating processed sugar and vegetable oils. It's just complete nonsense. Let's take a question here from Joe Frostyballs. Papa Soyo was reading an article about the importance of leg day. The writer said one important thing that leg workouts produce more testosterone because it's a large group. Is that true? I think that's been kind of disproven in the sense that it's not going to be, I forget if it's just, I think it might be more, but I don't know if I think it just is marginally more. In other words, it's half your fucking body, largest muscle groups in your body, strongest muscle groups in your body. So it makes sense. I forget. I've heard some things that maybe it's like, it's true, but it's not like night and day, but you should absolutely be training your legs. And does it matter? Here's the other part. Does it matter if it produces more testosterone? Does it matter? Not really. You still should train them regardless if it doesn't. So it's not like you train your legs, all of a sudden your testosterone is going to go through the roof, but why would you not train half your fucking body? So the answer is really irrelevant to me, but building muscle mass is one of the most important things for longevity and for overall health. So insulin sensitivity, just make sure you're training, make sure you're lifting weights. Train your legs. Don't skip leg day, bitches. I forget as to the latest on that, but how much different is it than chest and back day? It's like, yeah, I mean, different, but I don't know if it's going to be like double or triple or anything like that. Just train everything. Those details are really unimportant. In other words, your body will adapt, right? You don't need to know all the intricate physiology of the body in order to be healthy. Your body, you understand that your body manages this itself. You can lift and train every day and not know anything really about anatomy. You just have to do the motions and do it properly. And this is where I think science can be beneficial. Of course it's beneficial, But at the same time, people get over analytical with like all the different subtle angles. Like, and you have people like doing a bicep curl like this. Well, if I put my arm back here and I twist here, it's going to maximize the contraction. Get the fuck out of here. Just fucking lift some goddamn weights, curl, go heavy, pick a position that's realistic, and provide overload. Train yourself hard. You don't need fancy shit. You really don't. You do not need fancy shit. All you need is overload on your body and progressive overload. And the reason why weights are effective is because you can systematically increase. If you're picking up a big stone, you don't always have like 100-pound stone and then a 102 and a 104 and a 105 and then a 107. You can actually control the weight. You can control the increments. You can control, but it's good to lift just, sandbags. It's good to lift stones. It's good to, climb a rope and have that ability. It's good to, that's why having these different tools. Can you build muscle with kettlebells? Absolutely. Can you build muscle with bands? Sure. Can you build muscle with dumbbell, barbell? These are just different types of overload that you can put on your body. Just tools, right? You need to make sure that you are hitting the muscle fibers in different ways. You also should be adding some chaos to your training. I'm not a big fan of people just being there super stiff, just doing like a row. You see these guys on TikTok, like here to hit the lats more properly, just stiff like this. One arm. Your body isn't meant to isolate like that. Your body is meant to do like more macro movements. You don't have to be super Nazi and super stiff. Sure, there's applications for that, but that's if maybe you want to just like, you're just doing some sculpting and you want to look good on a stage. But if you really want to be functional and actually have proper integration with your whole body, you need to be lifting some heavy fucking weights, compound movements. Those are the fundamental things. And you're much less likely to have, if you have proper mobility, you're much less likely to have overload or overuse injuries, because if you overload a single joint, just doing an isolation, the force and the stress is concentrated. So if you're doing more macro movements, more compound movements, the weight is more evenly distributed over multiple joints. Your muscles are working synergistically together, and you could train more frequently with more overload in general because it's more evenly dispersed. You're not isolating and creating imbalances in certain joints, for example. In other words, your body's gonna be much more fragile doing a single joint movement than doing like a multi-joint movement, like a deadlift or a squat or a bench press or a row, things like that. Daniel, what's your take on carbs after workout? You spoke in previous episodes about the importance of carbs directly after workout, but now I'm hearing only protein and fats, rarely carbs. I don't know where you're hearing any of that. Carbs are fine. Carbs are fine. I mean, what I have always done, I've talked about this, God, I don't even know how many episodes. I just adjust my carbs. I focus on protein and fat, and I adjust my carbs as I need to. If I'm feeling flat and I need more strength and I feel like I'm just not getting the same type of fullness in my muscles, I add more carbs. If I feel like I'm getting a little bit too soft, I start easing back up on the carbohydrates. So the more active I am, the more carbohydrates I have. And I'll have like sometimes a little bit of white rice. I'll have some sweet potatoes. I'll have some fruit, but I usually just fluctuate with the carbs. Protein and fat are the staples. So, I mean, if you're going to eat carbohydrates, sure, have them after a workout. Bleach is great, I guess, if you're trying to sterilize a surface. Hey, Papa's wondering what the best form of cardio is for burning calories. There is no best form. Cardiovascular capacity is just, that type of overload on your heart and your ability to provide oxygen to your bodies systemically. I like sled work personally. There is no best, but I prefer doing more higher intensity, shorter duration. I'm not a big fan of, let's say, long endurance, except for walking, lower intensity, longer duration. But sled work, kettlebell, mace bell, steel club is fantastic. Doing hill sprints, plyometrics are great if you're not, very overweight, and you have good joint health. You could build up to that gradually. So there is no best form of cardio. And you shouldn't really be concerned about burning calories in that sense. You should be training for strength, and your metabolic rate will increase, and you'll be tapping into those fat stores. So if you're like sitting there with a watch on, like, how many calories am I burning? Just honestly ignore that shit. I don't count calories. I don't count how many calories I'm burning. That's just kind of smoke and mirrors. It's a distraction. People stop paying attention to the things that really matter, and they start focusing on these little digital metrics that your body does not need to know. You do not need to know that information. You really do not. You can make an argument if you're getting really granular, if you have a specific need to do so for a competition. then you might want to do that. If you're like a professional cyclist and you're trying to incrementally increase your VO2 max and you want to make sure that you're not overtraining. But if you want to train for life and to be healthy, you need to make sure you're focusing on the 7 pillars and you're training the way it's really just not the training, it's living the way a human being will optimally live and giving your body a chance to recover, training all those different aspects. 7 pillars, baby. 7 pilas. When you say best, there is no best. There is no best. It's really about, like, again, there is no best. There are different tools. And even a treadmill, I'm not a big fan, but there's still an application. There's still things that you can do on a treadmill. Because for me, for example, having a treadmill, this is my opinion, for me, having a treadmill is really worthless. I don't need one. But if you are in a certain situation, I don't know, if you live let's say you live in a city and you have a small apartment, there are things that you could do on a treadmill in order to get more steps in. There are things you can do. I can make it a walking desk. You can walk backwards on a treadmill. Like, you can do certain things on a treadmill. It's a tool, and every tool has an application. For example, I always talk about mechanics, but there are certain specialty tools, like, let's say, new cars, mostly BMWs, Ferraris, even probably most cars today. Everyone's trying to be a luxury brand, even Toyota. You'll have specific tools that are only used for those cars. I remember, because I have been friends with a lot of mechanics, and they used to work at like these really luxury places in Miami where they have Vipers and Lamborghinis and Ferraris, and they work on all that shit. And you'll have certain tools that are literally made. Like, if you don't have this tool, you can't change the oil on a Ferrari, for example, or you can't, remove this bolt. So those are specific tools for those things. So in that situation, you need those tools. What situation are you in? What are you trying to accomplish? Again, when you're building out a home gym, depending on your space, some people have a full-blown gym. You have all sorts of equipment. You have your whole garage. Some people have a smaller space. So you need to use different tools in order to maximize your results in that space for your goals. So you have to keep that in mind. I was such a 1,000% Shonda. I got rid of my fitness watch 5 months ago after a couple years of wearing one. It was such a distraction. I bought like a year of that Whoop strap. I wore it for a couple months. I barely looked at the data. It was just in the way. It left like this weird fucking mark on my wrists, even though if I changed hands, it was just a distraction, got in the way. It was a pain in the ass when I was doing kettlebell stuff. And eventually I'm like, fuck this. I never look at this. It's useless. I know when I'm getting better sleep, I need to go to bed earlier. I need to make sure that the room is cold, and I make sure I'm not drinking too much water late at night, so I'm not getting up in the middle of the night to piss. I know when I'm getting good sleep. I don't need a watch to tell me that I'm getting to sleep at 5 a.m. Well, I got bad sleep, you think? It's like I need to go to sleep earlier and regularly and that kind of stuff. Exactly. Sydney, I stopped using my Apple Watch a year ago because it felt like I was hyper-focusing on how many calories I was burning. It's exactly right. I think it gets people to focus on the things that, it doesn't mean that it's not interesting information, but then you get people super obsessed with metrics that don't really matter. Like, it's not important to have some of this information. It really isn't. Like, is it that important to know how many calories you're consuming? Maybe in specific situations, but what are you eating? You don't need a watch to tell you that you're eating a bag of Doritos, do you? You need to understand what's most important. If you're eating real food, fucking feast out. You're not going to overeat. Trust me, if you're eating real food, you're eating grass-fed beef and organ meats, and you're eating fruit, and you're training regularly, you're getting good sleep, your hormones regulate. You're actually going to feel satiated. You're going to get your nutrients. You're not going to be hungry. Everyone in the comments, you always say it all the time. And I'm talking from experience. I literally preach what I practice. This is what I've been doing for years. And I keep on refining and refining and refining. It's amazing. All right, Nick. You advocate the importance of sunlight exposure. Do you think contact lenses hinder the eye's ability to absorb sunlight? I do. It makes me want to get, I want to get LASIK because I wear contacts, and I try not to wear contacts, but I do when I'm wearing, doing the show and stuff. So I probably will get prescription glasses like this so I can not wear contacts when I do the show. That way I can be outside without contacts in. So I definitely think it makes a difference. And I try, it's like I can't do anything about it unless I get LASIK, and I'm kind of hesitant to do that. but I do think it makes a difference for sure. For sure. Same reason why if you're behind a window, the sun rays refract and you're not getting the same type of light as when you're getting it straight from the sun. So I recommend if you're getting full sun, get it without, don't wear your glasses. I know some people really need light, like they can't fucking see. But if you're outside, you should get some light on your eyes looking at the sun without glasses, without impedance. So I try to resist. I don't put my contacts in, and sometimes I'll take it out right after. I don't have really bad eyesight. It's just like, distance. If I see a sign or something, I'll have to squint a little bit. So it's really more distance. So it's not like I can't function. Some people just can't see shit. So, all right, let's see here. All right, scrolling. Cerny, been looking to get a new barbell, but I need shorter than 7 feet because of space. Do you know where I can get one? Yeah, you can get one of those shorter bars. I know it sounds kind of... Do you know where I get a shorter one? Yeah, get a short bar. You can get them anywhere. A good price, seriously, good prices on equipment. Titan Fitness is probably the best cheap fitness equipment. I mean, really. Titan Fitness is probably one of the best. Free shipping. And you can get one of those shorter bars probably for $60, $70. It's a straight bar. I think they're 5 feet. So you can get that. You can get a short bar. I just got a new bar. I got the safety squat bar from Titan. It's fucking great. What a deal. So I recommend that site for people that are looking to get, I mean, a lot of it is kind of like budget quality if you compare it to something really nice, like anything else. You can get a barbell that's like $700 from Rogue and you'd be like, wow, this is really fucking nice. Or a barbell that's $300, $400. But what I have is I have one of those Ohio bars from Rogue, but then I went and I bought a standard economy barbell, one of those silver ones. It was like literally $100 shipped to my door, brand new from Titan. That way I can take a barbell outside. And that's usually the bar that's the bar that I'll put in for the T-bar rows outside because it gets dirt in there. Like if it gets destroyed and it rusts up, like I just don't care. In other words, I got a bar that I can just trash. Like if I want to drop it, if it gets dented, it'd be like, whatever. I'm not going to want to drop and smash, a high quality bar. But of course, really expensive bars can also be for Olympic lifting where they can be dropped and bounced and stuff like that. So you can find these things also online, go on OfferUp or Facebook Marketplace. And if you're looking just for a bar to beat up, I recommend getting a used one because who cares? A little rust just builds character. Doesn't hurt anything. A bar is a bar. But if you're getting really into some super heavy weights and you really want a quality bar, you don't want a bar bending on you. You don't want, if you start using different quality bars, you'll notice the difference. But if you're just getting started and you want something to lift with, you don't need anything fancy. You don't need anything really ridiculous. If you're loading up 700 pounds on a bar, it can bend or it'll crack. You need to get a bar that can handle that kind of weight. But for most people, just get something inexpensive. But I would check out those those 5 foot bars. It's shorter. It's like a straight barbell. I have one, or I don't know if I have 2. I have 1 or 2 of them. I think I gave one to a friend, but I have one. So it's like a short straight bar. Let's see. Sydney, we got a back extension from Titan. It was $300 and it's amazing. Very high quality. Yeah. Like they're really good. They're really good. They're really good. Definitely like anything else. Like it's like no frills. It's definitely more economy in terms of the equipment, but it doesn't mean you're getting shitty stuff. So for example, like the safety squat bar is great because you can hold the pads, you can hold the handles in the front. You don't have to worry about it. It doesn't put pressure on your wrists and your elbows. And it was like $350. Whereas the same one from Rogue would be like $450 plus shipping. So probably run you like $650. It's like for half the price, get the same bar. It's like, I'm not, certain things, the quality matters, but it depends on what you're doing. If you're squatting 700 or 800 pounds, you're slamming into a rack, you need a heavy duty rack that's not going to break. You don't want to get a rack off Amazon that's, you blow on it and it's going to start swaying. You want to make sure this thing's, because you don't want to die. You can get killed lifting some super heavy weights, but yeah, just make sure that you are, invest the money when it's important. Don't waste money and spend extra on things that you don't need to spend extra on. Elijah, I've seen a tib anterior machine from Titan. Do you think that or a regular tib bar would be better? I've used those before where you put your toe in and lift. I think it's like any other machine. You might be able to do a little bit more weight. Or you might be able to use your heel to kind of like cheat a little bit. I prefer using the tib bar or just doing toe raises against a wall. I mean, you can get one. I just don't know if it's really worth it. I've used them before, but tib bars are fantastic. I think it's the same thing. It's like a free weight versus a machine. You know, you'll be missing out on some things with a machine, but it might actually benefit you in other ways. Just another tool. But if you have a tib bar already, it could be an option. I thought about it, but then it's like, do I really need one? I'm curious to see what it would add now that I've been doing, because I've been doing the tib bar and things like that for a long time, to see if there's any like need to compare, but I'm totally fine with my tib bars. I have a couple of them and they're great. I mean, it works the same muscles, but similar to probably how a machine works. It's going to take away the variability. It's going to take away the stabilization. But also, you know, when it comes to a machine, you can kind of also cheat too. Like with a tib bar, if you kind of turn your toes, or you turn your feet, the weight's going to go a different direction. Whereas if you kind of pull, you know, you're lifting up but kind of moving to the right a little bit, the machine is only going to stay on one track. So you can kind of, it's a way to cheat a little bit in the sense that if you're using a tib bar and you're kind of like, you know, burning out at the end, it's going to, you know what I mean? You can kind of like eke, and there's going to be more tension because you're actually moving it through space yourself. You're providing all the force, but the machine, you can kind of push a little bit up and then kind of to the left, and it's still going to go up on the same track. So it can kind of give you a false sense of accuracy or execution. But you know, it's still working the same muscles, so I don't think it's detrimental. But if anything, both, I would definitely make sure you're getting a straight, like a tib bar itself. Shonda, do you know how much the 5-foot bars weigh 35? You'd have to look up online. I mean, bars can be different. So the straight bar is probably going to be 25 to 35 pounds. Usually those easy curl bars are like 25 pounds, but it depends on the company. Usually a standard barbell is 45, and the 5-foot bars might be 35. I would say 25 to 35 pounds, depending on the company. But you can just look up online. It'll say that, or you hold the bar on a scale and then measure for yourself. Let's see. Sydney, the upside to Rogue equipment is if you have one of their racks, then most of the machines that you'd have to buy as entire separate machines come as attachments to the Rogue rack. Oh, well, yeah. And actually other companies. So certain ones, like attachments from Titan, can fit on Rogue racks. A lot of other companies, you know, it's just a bolt going through. So a lot of other attachments from other companies can actually go on, let's say, a Monster Light rack, for example, if you have the right fitment, because a lot of other racks, a lot of it's standardized 3x3 for like a Monster Light, for example. So yeah, getting a dip bar is great. You just get a dip bar attachment. Also, what we have here is you can get those strips from Rogue. And you get like a 3x3 strip, and you can actually bolt it to the wall, and then you can have attachments going on the wall. So you can actually attach just the 3x3 strip on the wall, and then you can have all the sorts of attachment, like a belt squat. You can do calves, you can do squats, you can do dips on it. You can hang all sorts of stuff off. It's literally just metal on the wall. So if you have a stud or you have a concrete wall, you can just bolt it to the wall. All right, there you go. Stephanie, my 27-year-old son is giving my soon-to-be 16-year-old son a gym membership for his birthday. Super proud they're going to be gymming it together. Oh, hell yeah. Yow. Nice. Very nice. Very nice. All right, fam. Good questions. Good stuff. Let's get into some balls deep content. Are you ready? Ooh, that's deep. All right. Okay, fam. We got some good stuff. Drop some dookie in the comments. Here we go.
I am the danger.
It is time. It is time. Remember, hit the subscribe button and share the stream. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, leave us a review. SwoleNormousX.com to join the fam. And we're going to get into some shit posts. I see one question coming up, usually at the buzzer. Sometimes the chat's delayed, so we'll take this last question. Daniel says, I've noticed that I stand a little crooked while squatting, and I'm getting a little lower on my right side when I'm at the bottom. So I'm a little crooked to the right. That sounds like a statement. I would make sure that you are working on your ankle mobility. You could be locking up in your ankle and it's limiting your dorsiflexion, which is why you're shifting to the side. Could be your adductors that are imbalanced. A lot of times people have asymmetries, but if you ever sprained an ankle, you ever had some kind of limitation in one side, it could be lingering from that. So work on your ankle mobility. Start at the ground and work on that ankle mobility. You could also see if it goes away if you elevate your heels a little bit during a squat. A lot of times, if it's coming from your ankle, by elevating your heels, you're taking the calf complex out of the squat, and any kind of tension will be relieved by elevating your heels. And then if you elevate your heels a little bit and you feel like you're getting straight, that's your answer. And then you can attack the stiff ankle and work on mobility on that ankle. Anterior, like we're talking about the anterior tibialis with Elijah, doing your tib raises, toe raises, getting an anterior tib blaster bar would be great to activate those muscles. Yoga, astrogras lunges, and squats are fantastic. So look into that. Try elevating the heels and see if that issue goes away. All right, Beaches, let's do it.
He's heating up! What the hell kind of country is this where I can only hate a man if he's white?
Oh, you see? What kind of country is this? You can only hate a man if he's white. You can hate anyone that's stupid. I mean, I don't think you should hate someone for no reason. I think you should give people shit that deserve getting shit, but we're equal opportunity here. We'll hate. I don't care what gender you are. I don't care what color you are. If you say dumb shit, we're gonna approach it properly. We got some salty sack for you, don't we, fam? Don't we? All right.
Chicks will dig you, or dudes, or whatever gender thing you're into.
Ah, there you go, Daniel-san. You're getting a little bit lower on your right side. All right, you're getting a little bit lower on your right side. There you go, Daniel. Thanks for this, Pop. I had an injury on my left ankle, but that was years ago. Yeah, but you have scar tissue and you never improved that mobility back. This is why I talk about it all the time. Lingering injuries, and then you never got that. You thought you were fine, but you're actually been stiff your whole life, and there you go. It's in your left ankle. Bingo. Told you. This is the way it goes. This is the way it happens. I can't be racist if you're racist towards everyone. Well, that's kind of against, can't be racist if you're racist, well, then you're racist. Can't be racist if you're an equal opportunity, salty sack, like nuts on chin. Knowledge cock doesn't see color. The knowledge cock doesn't see race, color, or creed. Doesn't. Religion doesn't say it. It just smacks everything. The knowledge cock just hits far and wide. Everything is a victim. Speaking of,
what's in the box?
Oh my goodness. Let's see. Well, look at this fucking shit. Check this out. Fucking internet. Our species is not going to survive. Our species will not survive. Doctors slam influencers for ingesting fish tank cleaner to fight aging. No.
What the fuck is that?
No, that doesn't happen.
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
No. You call them influencers. I call them retards. We used to call these people fucking nuggets. Ingesting fish tank cleaner to fight aging. I don't know who any of these people are, so I don't know who they're influencing. They're influencing other stupid children. So you want to call them influencers? Or how about kids are impressionable and shouldn't be on social media? Then they wouldn't have this problem. Your kids should not be on social media. Influencers including Renee Bells, never heard of this person. Luba Cohen, never heard of this person. And I'm on the internet a lot. Have been hawking the benefits of the antifungal dye methylene blue. Sounds good. Keep drinking it. I think it's a great idea. I think we're going to get this gene pool back on track. So keep on going. I don't think it's a problem. Don't stick your finger in an electrical socket. Just fucking let it happen. Natural selection. Let it go. Thin the herd, right? The famous Bill Burr bit back in the gotta thin the herd. All right. Just kidding, kind of. Doctors are slamming fitness influencers, hawking the health benefits of methylene blue, an antifungal dye often used to clean fish tanks. The substance, which can be injected or consumed orally, is prescribed by physicians to treat Methemoglobinemia. Methemoglobinemia? A medical condition in which blood cannot deliver oxygen to different parts of the body. However, while it is not harmful for most humans to consume methylene blue in therapeutic doses, some experts are trashing claims from influencers that the dye helps enhance cognitive abilities, boost metabolism, and fight aging. Good luck with that. Quote, I have just discovered the trend of fitness influencers sticking methylene blue on their tongue as a metabolic or cognitive enhancer, and I can't stop laughing, Australian doctor Darren Saunders wrote on Twitter. However, some influencers still swear by the product and have been taking trendy selfies sporting bright blue tongues. For fuck's sake. Seriously, for fuck's sake. Washington State-based podcaster Ben Greenfield told his Instagram following that methylene blue was one of his favorite nootropics due to its wide-ranging benefits that include enhanced mitochondrial function, provides neuroprotective effects against brain inflammation, increased memory and cognitive function, enhance the effects of light and oxygen therapies, and much more. Ben Greenfield's a big in the biohacking community, if you've never heard of him. But methylene blue doesn't mean you're drinking fish cleaner. I mean, in therapeutic, there's a lot of things with nootropics and stuff like that. There's, like this stuff is pretty new, but you don't get it from fish cleaner. Like, if you're getting it, like it said, in therapeutic doses, like maybe there's some benefits, but come on now. In addition, American endurance runner Jordan Hasay has also promoted methylene blue, suggesting it has helped her in a myriad of ways. Quote, it can help to improve focus, endurance, and sleep, which appeared to be a sponsored post in conjunction with Troscriptions, a vitamin and supplement company. Oh, so, you're getting paid to post something. Okay, so this is influencer marketing, so people are just touting this fucking thing. It's kind of gross. Just taking loads from a Smurf. Yeah. That used to be the joke, right? You'd eat blue candy, you're like, it looks like you just blew a Smurf. Troscriptions. All right, so this is a influencer marketing campaign, pretty much. Okay, all right.
Matt Damon.
Yeah, you probably don't need all this shit if you're actually living healthily. So, yeah. There's no magic pill. You can't shortcut around trashing your body. Drinking blue food dye or whatever the hell it is not going to make up for your terrible lifestyle habits. So anyway, all right, we got another post here. If you used to be fat and lost weight, you may be proud of yourself for, quote, achieving thinness. You may be so proud of yourself that you want to share your weight loss story openly and publicly, but please don't. It's harmful to those around you. Dr. Rachel Milner, tell me you're fat without telling me you're fat.
That's a huge bitch.
Oh, Dr. Rachel Milner is jealous of you taking care of your health. And of course, sharing transformation photos is harmful. Oh, well, those people better get their fucking lives in order. Okay. Everyone, you keep sharing your transformation pics. And if it hurts someone's feelings, that's their fucking problem. They need to get off their ass and start doing something with their life and stop trying to knock other people down for making progress. That's pathetic bullshit. Let's see. There's a caption here. Dr. Rachel Milner. The pursuit of thinness makes sense in such a fat-phobic culture. If you have lost weight, you are likely to feel like you've accomplished something and may want to share that openly with others. You have. If you can navigate this cesspool of terrible lifestyle habits in this world, in this modern society, you should share it because most people are sucked in and are never getting out. Please remember that weight loss stories are harmful to those around you. Fuck you, Rachel. Just because you suck doesn't mean everyone else has to suck. The anti-fat bias and weight stigma inherent in any weight loss story told through the lens of it being a success is harmful to those around you. Again, tell me you're a huge pussy without telling me you're a huge pussy. Your lived experience matters. Kind of. Everyone's got a lived experience and no one's is more important than yours. If you want to tell your story, tell it privately and with consent to a thin friend. Tell it to your therapist. Or how about this? I'll say whatever the fuck I want, and everyone can say whatever the fuck they want, and they certainly do. So stop telling people what they can and can't say. Just because you don't want to take care of your health, just because you want to grift off your following, doesn't mean that people should suffer those negative health consequences from your terrible advice. And the last paragraph. And remember, not telling your story publicly protects you too. Oh, get that safe space going, fam. There is a very high probability that you will regain the weight, given that weight loss is perceived as good and weight gain is bad in our culture. When you regain the weight, you might feel embarrassed or ashamed. Those feelings may be more intense if you've shared about your weight loss publicly, or you can do it right and keep the weight off, and everyone else can go suck a huge dick.
Fucking people.
Dr. Rachel Milner should get on that methylene blue. She should drink a whole gallon of it. A whole gallon. All right. And let's see. Let's get into a couple of videos here. How about that? Yeah. Whenever you're in doubt, just say the words lived experience. Again, that's why they say it, because that's like a universal shield. You say the words lived experience. Oh, they said the word lived experience. Nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. You can't do anything. It's just the ultimate slam dunk. Lived experience. Oh my God, you must be correct. It must be true. All right, fam, we got a couple videos. Pick a number between 1 and 4. Let's go, fam. Let's go.
And my existence, while grotesque
number 1,
and
number 2, number 3, or 4.
To you, saves lives.
Let's go. Pick a number.
Are you crying? There's no crying in baseball.
Itchy nose. Pick a number 1, 2, 3, or 4. We got some 4s. Let's go with the Alabastard. Alabastard, number 4. Daniel's got number 4. Siobhan's got number 4. Number 4 to the main stage. Number 4, this one's called, here we go. TikTok stars receive White House briefing on Ukraine. Oh, excellent. Thank you for this propaganda. That's what I want to know. I want to see a fucking twink tell me about geopolitics. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck you.
Why is gas so expensive, and why is the United States inflation rate at a 4-time decade high?
Because of terrible domestic policy. That's why inflation's through the roof. These people act like fucking inflation started last week. Where the fuck have you been? This is complete gaslighting. It's disgusting.
I had the opportunity to ask the White House why gas down the street is $7, and here's what they said.
Because we shut down pipelines and we are no longer energy independent. Idiots.
The obvious reason: we're getting out of a 2-year pandemic. When use goes up, price goes up.
Really? Oh my God. Jesus Christ, this chick has, 3 brain cells that she rubs together in order to wake up for the day. My goodness gracious, because 2 years of a pandemic, it's because this government shut the fucking country down. And most states literally shut down their entire economy. That's why. Fucking morons.
But the call was predominantly about Ukraine and Russia, so how does that relate? Russia is one of the top 3 producers of oil, and it is actually their number 1 revenue source.
This is a complete sham, okay? You do realize this administration is using this to their advantage to blame inflation. It's after the fact, okay? This might ramp it up in the short term, but it was going up anyway. This just kind of sped things up, okay? It's a beautiful scapegoat. It's fucking textbook. Wake up, open your eyes.
Now, with Putin starting this horrific fight between Ukraine and Russia, nobody wants to work with him and do an international trade.
Oh
so with people being scared of war.
God, I can't listen to fucking children try to.
And limited resources, prices are bound to go up as well. For the people who can't pay $7 for a gallon of gas, there's an app called Gas Buddy that shows you the cheapest gas near you, as well as a link in my bio to donate to the misplaced refugees of Ukraine.
Okay, enough of that. Okay, very nice. Well done. Great job. Great job. Excellent. Excellent. Well done. Okay. Oh my God. Wars stop viruses too. Once there's a war, there's no more virus. So, everything's fine now. COVID doesn't exist. What are you talking about, COVID? We didn't shut anything down. Oh, come on, man. Come on, man. We didn't shut anything down. What are you talking about? Yeah, I remember. It was like a month ago. The government's going to continue to tell you to just forget, just conveniently forget. Just just tap into that double think. Just pretend like the last 2 years didn't happen. It never existed, right? That was a bad dream. Yeah. Because whatever. Oh, because Ukraine's just a bunch of angels too, right? It's always one side. It's the propaganda is so fucking brutal. It's so brutal. It's so brutal. Anyone that thinks it's not Biden's fault is not paying attention. Inflation was happening. Inflation's been going on since the 1970s. That's the problem with fiat. It always inflates. Fiat always inflates. But the rapid inflation, oh, well, that is legitimate. Like we know exactly the problem that's happening. And it has nothing to do with Russia. It has nothing to do with it. Yeah, I've seen that. They're starting to like show a lot of pictures. Nick says they're ramping up the COVID propaganda in China. Yeah, you see a lot of people in the streets and they're saying they're shutting everything down. They have all the people in the suits again. Yeah, fuck all that shit. Fuck it. Forget it. Yeah, they'll try to bring it back. Once they can't sell papers or they can't get clicks anymore, they'll start fear-mongering about COVID again, but we're done. We're done. We're done. All right. Yeah, you want to charge your electric cars. Where do you think this power comes from? Where do you think it's just electricity? How do you think that's generated? How do you think that's generated? And that's another thing that they usually try to blame on Bitcoin. That Bitcoin uses so much energy. People say that don't know what the fuck Bitcoin is. Yeah, it uses energy, but most of these miners, they're using extra energy. They're trying to get the cheapest energy. So a lot of these power companies and these power plants, most people don't realize that they lose a lot of energy. They have to discharge it. You can't store energy forever. You can't store this shit forever. You need to use it. So a lot of this is going to waste. So a lot of what Bitcoin miners do is they tap into dead energy. They tap into energy that's not being used at certain times. Most people don't understand how the power grids work, and I don't fully understand it. It's very complicated, but you're trying to get trapped energy. So using, geothermal or using wind, solar, hydro, you're tapping into sources that are cheapest, which is actually benefits the environment. But of course, you're still going to see in the mainstream that it's evil, it uses energy. Yeah, well, so does your dishwasher. So does your car. So do your lights. So does everything in your house uses energy. You're not complaining about that. It's just virtue signaling. It's just virtue signaling. All right. So that's what I need, right? That's what I need. Oh, we knew that was coming. Yeah, it's exactly right. Yvonne, a month ago, I saw people joking online that Biden administration was going to start blaming Russia for inflation since we didn't have the virus to blame anymore. Looks like they took that as advice. Yeah, no shit. That's what happens in any conflict. You have to point people's attention and funnel people's fear and aggression towards a certain source. You have to demonize. You have to have a scapegoat. And that's what's going on here. It's just all nonsense, distraction. I think most people are aware of this. It's bullshit. The same people that change their bio to every 3-letter acronym and flag. Now they're going Ukraine and everyone's just a lot of people are joking about it because it's ridiculous. These people are just sheep. Just sheep. All right, fam. Pick a number, 1, 2, or 3.
What's in the box?
1, 2, or 3. It doesn't mean that terrible things aren't happening, but anyone that tells you that they know what's going on that's not over there, they don't really know. I don't really know. I'm just free. I'm actually free to admit it. Guess why? Guess how I know? Because I'm not in Ukraine. I'm not in Russia. How the fuck would I know? I only know what I'm told. And guess what you're being told? A lot of bullshit. All right? You're being told by this mainstream media that everything that Ukraine does is good and everything Russia does is bad. It's like, it's never that simple. It's never that one-off. There's more going on here. It doesn't make sense. Most people that look at all this, there's something that's amiss. Something doesn't quite make sense. The reasoning's not all there. Okay. Most of this stuff is just likely because of the midterm election. They have to have some kind of conflict that people are going to be afraid to change who's in control, because when you're in the middle of a war, a lot of times people don't want to change horses. I think, unfortunately, because what we're in March, there's going to be some kind of engagement or some kind of horrible thing that happens before that. But the Democrats are desperate. desperate to hold on in the midterm elections. It's always in a fucking election year. All right, let's see. 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. Let's do some 2s. Let's do 2. Let's do Sydney. Sydney, team 2. Sydney and Cerny leading team 2. Sydney and Cerny. All right, you two. Team 2. This is called Flying. Oh, shit. You ready for this? Are you guys ready? Are you ready for this? I don't think you guys are ready for this.
I got hairy legs.
I don't think you're ready.
I am very willing to let the American public judge my physical and mental my physical as well as my mental fitness.
You ready for this? This is called Flying Infinifat. 3 seats. 3 seats. Here we go.
All right, let's talk about what it's like to fly on SouthWest Airlines when you're plus size. All right, I get tons of questions about the SouthWest Airlines customer of size policy.
We're doing
the
the customers. It's a human of unusual size. It's a human of unusual size. If you use the acronym, it spells house. So HOUS, house. Humans of unusual size. The customer of size policy. In other words, for excessively fat people. Customer of size. So politically correct. So politically correct. This is how I use the customer of size policy. This makes me question aerodynamics, like, completely.
And to be honest, SouthWest Airlines is one of the most plus-size friendly airlines around. All right, so the really cool thing about SouthWest Airlines is their customer of size policy. How it works is if you're a person of size, you can get 2 seats, even 3 seats, complimentary or reimbursed.
3 seats! Oh my God, if 2 seats wasn't bad enough, if you need 3 fucking seats, seriously, if you need 3 seats, I don't know, like, what do we need? Like an obese airline? What do we need? Should, like, we not have the ability to travel? You should pay, I mean, hopefully you're paying for 3 seats. I mean, I don't know. Like, this is insane. This is insane. If you need 3 seats, 2 seats is bad enough. 3 fucking seats, come on now.
All right, so the question I get asked is, do I have to buy 2 seats ahead of time to use the customer of size policy? And the answer is no. You can actually buy 2 seats if you want to and you can afford it. You can buy 2 seats up front, and that lets them know that there's going to be someone who needs an additional seat. But if you don't, then let me tell you what you can do. All right, so if you choose not to buy a second seat ahead of time, the day you get to the airport, you go up to the gate and you tell them that you think you're going to need an additional seat. They will give you an additional seat pass, or even 2 if you need it and it's available, so that you'll have a complimentary second seat and third seat if needed. They've been known to set aside extra seats for special situations like this, and if there's not seats available for additional seating like you need, they will actually ask someone to transfer to a later flight and get reimbursed and a free ticket and everything like that.
The fuck out of here. You're bumping someone else? You're going to ask someone else to bump their flight? Fuck off. Fuck off. If you're obese and you can't fit in 1 seat, you're the one that should get bumped. I guess they're asking someone, but here's the crazy thing. They're not asking the obese person, right? Oh, can you go on a later flight? So they're going to bump someone else. They're going to ask, hey, would you mind going on a later flight? Because we have someone who's so big they can't fit into 1 seat. Jesus Christ.
Now, if you chose to go the other route and buy a second or even third seat ahead of time, after you're done traveling, you can contact SouthWest and request reimbursement. And using this policy will allow you to pre-board on the flight, which will allow you to get there, get comfortable before everybody else gets on. If you are traveling with other people and they are on your itinerary, you can all pre-board together. SouthWest flies to over 100 destinations throughout North America, Central America, the Caribbean, and even Hawaii. Through all my research, I have truly found that SouthWest Airlines is one of the most size-inclusive, plus-size friendly airlines around, and I would highly recommend booking with them if you can.
Yeah, let's not address the issue that you need to lose some fucking weight. You need to get your life in order. There's no reason on this fucking earth that you should be the size that you are. And this is not to say, I'm not making fun of you. I'm stating some facts. There's no reason for you to be that big. It's so unhealthy. You look like you're going to explode. You are negatively affecting other people's experience. You are leveraging this in order to get priority access. You're getting benefits. Why are you benefiting from what you did to yourself? Why are you benefiting? Why is victimhood being rewarded. If you're too big to fly on a plane, you go on a later flight. There's no incentive to fucking change. Yeah, and I think you should be paying for 3 seats. If you're taking up 3 seats, you should pay for 3 seats. You should pay for 3 seats. If you're taking up 2 seats, you pay for 2 seats. You pay for the space. You pay for the space and the weight that the plane has to lift against the pull of gravity. For God's sake. It's absolutely, it's really pathetic. Why are you getting privileged priority because you're unhealthy? Now, if you are incapacitated, right? Like if you are like in a wheelchair, that makes sense. Or if you're very elderly and you need a lot of assistance to get on board, it makes sense that you get pre-boarded first. But because you are so obese, because there's a lot of gray area there. Well, it's like, well, I had an accident and then it led me to be. Well, one doesn't lead to the other. You have an accident doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be morbidly obese. You just are eating way too much for the energy requirements because you're not as mobile as you used to be. And I'm not saying that it's not like there isn't some gray area and there aren't. It's just, it's completely fucked up in this situation that you're playing the victim in order to leverage like first class status in order to gain benefits. And that's fucking ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Sydney, we have to pay for my 2-year-old son to have his own seat and these motherfuckers can get free seats, right? Isn't that fucking weird? You have to pay for a child to have his own seat, even though he might be sitting on your lap, but someone who's morbidly obese gets to have like 2 or 3 seats just because of what? Maddie, with gas prices going up, let's see if they still do this. There is no way they would give free seats to someone when gas for planes are skyrocketing. Yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Yeah, that dress was questionable too. It looks like a disco ball. Okay. Let's take another one. Number 1, number 2.
What's in the box?
Yeah, J Classy, right? It's like getting a free donut once you get that COVID shot. Well, that's what they were doing. That's what they're doing. They were doing, right, in New York City, de Blasio, that fucking nugget was giving out, right? It was like cheeseburgers and soda, hot dogs, beer. There were all these different approaches in different states to try to bribe you to get the experimental shot. And it's literally rewards to keep you fat and unhealthy. Sure, let's poison people. They don't care. The government, the state, they don't give a fuck. They're just pandering to their special interest. When Pfizer's making 50, 80, whatever plus billion dollars a year, it's like they can fuck off. They're the ones that are scamming you. They're the ones that are killing you. They're the ones that are killing your family members. All these criminals do not care if you're healthy or not. They do not care. Otherwise, they would have helped people get healthy. They wouldn't be scaring you nonstop in order to risk your health. Virginia gave away a free gun. Well, I think everyone should have guns. They gave away a free gun. I mean, it should be constitutional carry. Second Amendment. Second Amendment. There's no stipulations there. You're an American citizen. You get a gun. I think that's better. Give them a free gun. Fuck yeah. I think people should know how to. And when you say that, people freak out. Oh my God. I'm not saying you don't know how to use it. I think you should always train. You should know how to use it. You should respect them. I think you should be trained properly. I don't think people, but that's up to the individual, right? All right, let's see here. Fish tank cleaner. The fuck off here. All right, we got, let's see, number 1, number 2. Do we got some votes here? Let's do Chris. Chris X, number 1. All right, fat phobic doctor, here we go.
What's in the box?
What we got here?
Coffee Talk with Tara J. Let's do a little educating of this so-called doctor. First of all, just because you're a doctor doesn't mean you can't be ignorant. Let's face it, a lot of doctors are ignorant. Sad for your patients that you let your learning cut off.
All right. I'm going to cut this. I don't like it when you can't hear them talk. Why do you play audio? So I'm not even going to listen through this video. Fuck this video. I don't like it when the audio, like, don't play music so loud that I can't hear you talk. So I'm cutting that one off. We're not going to watch it. Boo. Fuck that video. We'll do the next one. I hate listening to music and trying to hear the voice. Could you all hear it? I could barely hear it on my end. So, and I have headphones on. So fuck that shit. All right, forget it. That was a dumb one. Do not play songs. If you're going to make a video, do not play songs that like over the fucking audio when you can't hear the fucking audio. This one's titled Sorry. So we'll make up for it. Let's see what we got
You
here.
know what? It's 2022.
The
If
same
you
thing?
weigh less than 200 pounds and you have the audacity to stand next to me and say, "Oh my God, I've gained so much weight."
Jesus Christ. What the fuck is wrong with these people? One, the music sucks. I can't hear you whining and bitching. I mean, I still can, but like, I don't need the music in the background. Jesus.
I'm so fat. I'm taking that shit fucking personal. Because if I had the audacity to stand next
Why are you talking so loud? And by the way, if you're listening, this chick has more metal in her face than, I don't know, than the Terminator.
to somebody that's 90 pounds and say, "Oh my God, I'm so
Jesus Christ. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
skinny, I look anorexic." You'd have a fucking problem with that, wouldn't you? And as somebody that has never been skinny in my entire life and
Look, that goes unsaid. You don't have to, like, tell me you're miserable without telling me you're miserable. I mean, you pretty much aren't doing that by...
knowing people that have never been skinny in their entire lives, they don't want to hear about your fat days. And because I can already hear the comments, "Your mental illness does not excuse acting like living in my body is the end of the world and making me feel bad about it."
I don't know what the fuck you just said, but I think what you're doing is you're saying that people that aren't as fat as you that talk about their bodies have no right to talk about their bodies. And your feelings get hurt easily because you were raised in some kind of victim protective bubble, or you're brainwashed in college and school telling you that everyone's an evil thing and you are perfect just the way you are and everyone's, a boo-boo meanie head. When in reality, you just don't want to take any responsibility. And the way you feel about what someone else says is your fucking problem. You realize that all your thoughts, your interpretation, and your internalized anguish is adding a definition and all these feelings. So at the end here, when you're like, makes me feel like shit, is that what you said?
My body is the end of the world and making me feel bad about it.
Making you feel bad about it. That's actually impossible. Okay? This is actually impossible. No one can make you feel bad. So this is just fundamentally a lie. It's bullshit. No one can make you feel bad. No one can make you feel bad. No one can. You're doing that yourself. You are feeling bad because of all the other shit that you have to unpack with a therapist. You're feeling bad. You can't undo the programming that you've had since you were a little girl. Like, you can't undo that shitstorm. You can really work hard at it, but you're the one that's making you feel bad. You're taking offense to words and sounds that come out of people's mouths, but they're just sounds. You're assigning meanings and you are internalizing that in your own emotion, and it's your fault. No one can make you feel bad. No one. You're making yourself feel bad. Other people are saying things, and guess what? Let me get you up to speed. People are always going to say things. People are always going to make sounds out of their mouth holes. Things are always going to be said. Words, sentences, paragraphs. Maybe a soliloquy now and again. But yeah, people are going to make words. People are going to say things. How you feel about it is your fucking problem. It's legit your fucking problem. You don't have to like what I just said. It's irrelevant. Again, you don't have to like what I said. That's your chance. That's your choice. If you want to feel like shit and you want to take offense, then guess who's taking the offense? You are. You are feeling bad. You are taking offense. I cannot make you feel bad. I cannot make you feel bad. No one can. Oh, come on. Stop whining. Seriously, stop fucking whining. By the way, your voice is absolutely fucking horrendous. My God, nails on a chalk. If you look up nails on a chalkboard, you see that chick's face. Yeah, you're making me feel bad. You are making yourself feel bad. You are. You are. All right, fam. We're there. All right, we got a roundtable, fam. We got a roundtable this Friday, March 18th, 12 noon Eastern time. Join the fam today, swolenormousx.com if you want to be there for that episode. Of course you do. 2142 on Friday will be private for members only. Don't miss out on our FEF roundtable this Friday, March 18th, 12 noon Eastern time. Be there. We will not be on the public stream. It'll be private for members only. Live call, Swole Fam Roundtable, March 18th, 12 noon Eastern time. Be there. Yaboosh. All right. Let's get into the fucking, what we got here? We have an amazing card to give away. Here we go, fam. Drum roll. What we got here? Falcon. All right, here we go. Tainty Magooch. Let's go. Tainty. Who's got the tainty? Who's got the tainty? Who's got that tainty? Oh my God, we got a tainty. Michelle MC, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Emotional damage.
Emotional damage.
I have emotional damage from these fucking videos. Congratulations, Michelle. Send us an email to support@swolenormous.com. Swole card 2139 in the subject, your mailing address in the body of the email. Fucking fantastic. Don't be a beesh, don't be a boosh, or you'll end up like Tainty Magooch. That's great advice. Congratulations, Michelle. Send us that email, and again, enjoy the Swole card. All right, fam, it's time to nut this beesh. Falcon, take us away. It is the closing nut ceremony. Here we go. Oh my God. I don't know how to put this.
I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
Einhorn is Finkel. Finkel is Einhorn.
No need to stop being a lady. Quit worrying. You'll be back on your knees in no time.
A jelly donut. Loud noises.
I will rain down on a godly fucking firestorm upon you.
Well, I could be wrong, but I believe diversity is an old wooden ship that was used during the Civil War era.
Tickle those ivories, oh I shall. Oh I shall.
There are no more shenanigans, no more tomfoolery, no more ballyhoo.
It's all bullshit. All of it.
Are there any women here today?
There's Tiny Tuck, Typical Tuck, Total Tuck, and the Tyrannical Tuck.
Oh, baby. Come on. Another Daily Swole in the bag. Oh!
That Hansel's so hot right now.
I got hairy legs.
Fucking nailed it. Let's go. Let's go.
Well, folks, eliminate one tax loophole out of $1.6 trillion worth. $1.4 trillion worth. Out of $1.4 billion, $1.4 billion. A three-letter word. Jobs. Jobs.
Fucking nailed it. Let's go, baby.
He's on fire. Emotional damage. Dodson, we've got Dodson here.
60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
Quick release, no hands. Again. Oh, let's go.
You're insane, gold member!
Fam, we did it again. Another amazing man cast. Jay Classy, great quote. All right, SwoleNormousX.com. Join the fam today. And make sure you're checking out all those brand new releases. Yesterday, we dropped brand new releases. We got a brand new masterclass with the TheraBar to help you fix those elbow tendonitis issues. And of course, check out our recipes, check out the yoga class and all the brand new releases. Inside Swolenormous X fam, just click on your updates tab when you log into your account. And of course, make sure you share the stream with your friends, family. Leave us a review on any podcast app you can. And of course, we'll be back here tomorrow for 2140. My goodness, already 2140. We'll see you then. Peace, McGeese. Deuce, Magoose. Ya boy, Papa Swolio. Oh, 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 oh.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock's crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like...
Then yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant. On topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making new deposits. I'm in my element, no ollie.